Greetings and welcome to another video. It's Sunday, 8th of August 2021, and as you can see we're at the Telford Steam Railway in Dawley. And if we just have a look behind the sign here, we can see there's some activity going on. So yeah, men at work. And as you can see, we've got the platform itself down there. So where we are exactly, if we have a look at this road here, the main road that we're on, as you can see, we are at the point where Station Road meets Bridge Road. And if we follow Station Road in that direction, it takes us into Dawley. While on the other hand, if we follow Bridge Road, going in that direction, that takes us into Horsehay, which I explored in a previous video a couple of years ago. So it's on my YouTube channel playlist somewhere, but I have made a video in that direction once, exploring Dawley and Horsehay a little bit. So yeah. So let's head back to cross the road. Of all the times I've been past here, I don't think I've ever actually stood on the platform itself. But I think I can today, which is going to be awesome. This is amazing, absolutely beautiful. So you've got the train track in that direction, which leads toward the Dawley Train Station, obviously down in Dawley, and I've made previous videos about. So yeah, that was always good. And I remember making one video at Dawley Train Station, and was fortunate enough to catch the steam train pulling into that station. So that was always great. I loved that video. Horsehay and Dawley platform. I do like the garden they've got going on here. This is a very, very nice little garden. M&G NJR notice: these buckets must be kept full of water and used only in case of fire. By order. And that's the main train yard up there, where volunteers look after and maintain the various trains they keep at the train yard. And like I said, there's looks like we're putting down, laying a new train track up there. Nice one. Telford Steam Railway, Horsehay Dawley Station. Horsehay Dawley Station was opened in 1857 and closed to regular passenger services on 21st July 1962, and withdrawal of freight services 2 years later. In its final years, it had become a quiet rural little branch line backwater, giving little clue to its long and productive service extending back to 1857 and the opening of the first section of the 7-junction railway from Ketley to Horsehay. Horsehay had in fact a much earlier history, with the first Horsehay blast furnace in use by 1755 as part of a Coalbrookdale company, and by 1769 the first cast iron plateway, replacing earlier wooden wagonways, had been introduced to serve the various Coalbrookdale works and the interconnecting mines and other sources of raw materials essential to the operation of the largest ironworks in the world. In 1861, the 7-junction railway was leased for operation by the Great Western Railway, and within 6 years the line had extended from Wellington to Craven Arms, giving an overall running length of 28 miles. By the late 19th century, the Coalbrookdale Company was contracting, and with the Horsehay furnaces blown out, the site was taken over by a new company, the Horsehay Company Limited. Established in 1886, the new company remodelled the existing site that proceeded to fabricate bridges, which were assembled on site before disassembly for transport to the furthermost corners of the British Empire. For the next 40 years, the yard at Horsehay, site of Telford Steam Railway, was a scene of intense activity, with 10 sidings and works access lines, with a capacity of over 200 wagons. As many of the products leaving the works were classified as exceptional loads, the yards would have hosted some of the more exotic transporter wagons, making a mouth-watering sight, no doubt, for contemporary train spotters. By the 1920s and onwards, by the late 1920s, production was declining in the period of recession following the First World War, but once again the branch had a revival of fortune with the resumption of hostilities in 1939. Munitions and armaments trains would pass through en route, and goods trains from the works would depart to one of the many undisclosed somewhere in England somewhere in England destinations referred to in the wartime Pathé news broadcasts in the build-up to D-Day. Post-war, with the expansion in road building, bus transport and changes in population and employment patterns, our branch, in company with countless others around the country, succumbed to the new climate of economic rationalisation. The closure of a line was announced before the famous Beeching reports cuts were made. The line closed just after the report was published. The signal box and station building were both demolished by British Rail as they became dangerous due to vandalism. After the station closed, the track was left in place and used by the works for transporting bridge girders and parts of cranes made there. By the early 1980s, this use stopped and the track was lifted. Telford Steam Railway took over the site in the mid-1980s and reopened the station platform for use with the running of its trains. It's hoped that the station can be returned to the former glory, with both the station and signal box being rebuilt. Can you help? So yeah, we've got photos of the old Horsehay platform with the Horsehay signal box. Photo of the Horsehay signal box. Here you've got timetable of the steam trains that pass through this platform. Station Master House. I wonder if the steam train will actually stop at this platform while I'm here. It would be fantastic if it did. I'd love that, loads. Please excuse our appearance. We are working to improve our railway for your future enjoyment. Horsehay and Dawley Station improvements works included new platform surface, replica of Burwerton Station building from the Cleobury, Mortimer and Ditton Priors light railway, new fencing and lighting. Completion spring-summer 2016. It's hoped that as funds allow, that the original buildings can be rebuilt at a later date. So if anyone is interested to do so, and if you've got the money to spare, this might be a fantastic thing to invest your money in. Now if we were on the train and following the track in that direction far enough, the train track will come to a dead end. And as we saw in a previous video that I made about back in December 2020 or January 2021, the rest of the train track along this route is more of a footpath because there is no train track beyond a certain point, and you can walk the rest of the route down into Dawley, past the former site of the Cheshire Cheers pub, and I made a video doing just that a few months ago. So I enjoyed making that video, but I think it would be nice to see the train track extended as far as Dawley, and maybe another platform just like the one I'm standing on right now being in Dawley for people to really enjoy. That would really complete this train track in a most beautiful way, in my opinion. Yeah, but I'll finish the story in a minute. So, yeah, I just heard the whistle going, so it sounds like the steam train's pulling in.
And it's coming out on the track.
Yeah. Are you too natural, you two? Lost your nose, smooth, I'm telling you. Jane.
on there yet. Hey.
Yeah, well, he's the media manager. He's in charge of the Facebook page and the media, anything media. So. Yeah, no, you can do. If you've got a pen on it. I am on WhatsApp.
This is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm glad I left the house today. This has definitely been worth the effort of coming out today.
You've got a force graph, you use boiler pressure, there's a ring around the top of the exhaust pipe that creates a vacuum towards the pipe.
Anyone who's able to do so, by all means check out when this place is open and when it's running trains, and by all means come and visit if you're ever able to do so. Hiya. So there we are, steam trains at the Horsehay and Dawley Train Station. Definitely one of the best parts of all of Telford. And we've got different kinds of trains going up in the train yard up there. Fantastic place for anyone interested in trains or engineering or local history. This is a fantastic place for local history. Sorry. On that note, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.